comments of my last video, there was a comment that was asking me to look into Dorame, so she had done something similar to Crank That Frank and removed all of her content from YouTube. Checking her Wikipedia page doesn't give a link to her channel unfortunately, but it does show 3 separate videos which are all privated. Her YouTube channel wasn't too difficult to find though, it actually still exists, just under a different name with no videos, just like her social media accounts exist too, but they're all private, and it was done very recently. So what led to this, and how did we get here? This is the online disappearance of Dorame. Alex created her channel in 2013 with the video Jelly Bean Challenge Fail. She made vlogs, story times and beauty related videos. A year later in 2014 she became part of a YouTube collective called My Digital Escape, with her then boyfriend Johnnie and others. Johnnie and Alex met on Twitter and started dating in November 2014. This is confirmed by the now private girlfriend tag video from 2015, which is still linked on My Digital Escape's Twitter, in which they talked about how they met. Members of My Digital Escape were, outside of the aforementioned Johnnie and Alex, Jordan, Kyle and Brian Stars. To this day, they have over 600,000 subscribers and over 250 videos, although some were privatized, but have been re-uploaded, some of them at least. They did a world tour in 2016, and shortly after the tour wrapped up, they closed the channel. As I said, it's still online, but there has been no uploads since. Although this wasn't the only group channel Alex was a part of, she joined Our World Away not too long after the shutdown of MDE. There's conflicting dates. Wikipedia says that it was in 2016, YouTube says that it started in 2017. But regardless, the channel went on hiatus towards the end of 2017. And dare I say the channel is over, given it's been 5 years since the last video, and they haven't come off hiatus. It was made up of multiple members of the aforementioned My Digital Escape. Alex continued to create content during her time with MDE and Our World Away, and continued to collaborate with Johnnie even. She started streaming on Twitch in early 2017, while Our World Away was still active. She streamed largely The Sims and Fortnite from her Twitch stats that I found. In a 2018 video entitled A New Chapter, she mentioned about her mental health and how she was changing her content because she hadn't been enjoying what she'd been doing for a while, and she had just been making videos for the sake of it.
I saw a lot of comments saying that my content's just repetitive and whatever, blah blah blah, which it is, because for the longest time my heart wasn't in it anymore and I just didn't know what to make, so I was just literally shitting stuff out to post when I would post because I felt like I didn't want to abandon you guys, but I didn't know what to make and I didn't really care about my content for a while.
I wanted to be more open and positive towards her videos and her community.
Moving forward, I want to be a more positive person and I want to be a more positive influence on your guys' life.
Her mention of doing away with the schedule was a good indicator of what was coming up.
I want to organize my life a little more, so I'm not going to post on a YouTube schedule per se, like set days. But I'm gonna post more often, which I have been doing, which is good. It's a great start already, but I want to do more.
While the content changed and that worked for a while, 9 videos later, a few of which were later privatized, she disappeared and returned 7 months later with Where I've Been plus Get Ready With Me. I can't find a copy of this online, but I found an article that stated that she expressed that she just didn't enjoy making content anymore, so she stopped. And that was her last video on YouTube, on February 28, 2020. Although she mentions in her last video about streaming, according to the timestamps at least, she has not streamed on Twitch since 2018 from what I found. Johnnie and Alex separated in 2019. Johnnie has videos on his channel about it if you want to hear his side of it. I can't find any recollection of Alex speaking about it from any public accounts. Despite the last video being in 2020, the channel was essentially shut down in March of this year, just over 3 years after the last upload, and I say essentially because the channel still exists. It just now has no videos and a different name. But let's talk about why. Why did this randomly occur 3 years after the last video? As I mentioned at the start of the video, her accounts are also private too. and I can't confirm, but I assume they both happened around the same time. I've also requested to follow the account and haven't been accepted yet, and I'm not sure if I will be. I'd also like to state that this is alleged. I don't follow her, so I can't confirm anything, so just take this with a grain of salt, but it's what I found. I saw a comment on Twitter that said they unfollowed her because she was trying to get money off people and they were sick of her posting about it. So I looked into it and I found her Depop, which is under her name. Everything is sold out on there, so I don't know if that's what she was heavily promoting. But allegedly what actually caused it all was that she was called out for quote-unquote e-begging. And by that I mean she was allegedly promoting mature content when she wanted money, and then afterwards she would disappear until she needed more money again, and people weren't happy. I imagine this would therefore affect her YouTube. I haven't seen claims of it, but if she blocked people for calling her out on social media, the claims of her blocking people on social media by the way, then they could comment on her YouTube videos, but by privating them, people can't comment on them. I was undecided on whether or not to make a video about it after I found out that information, because it's not something I've ever really mentioned in a video, and if it turns out that that's the reason, I'm not sure it's a good idea to really mention it. It's not my business. Someone posted on Twitter that she'd apparently sold her account, but I just want to reassure them that she hasn't. She very much still owns her account from what I can tell, as the username, or a variation of it at least, is linked directly to her. If you've come across this video and you were interested, then hopefully it gives you the answers as well. In previous videos, we've looked at the online disappearance of creators, largely in the emo scene online, but there's only so many people I can talk about, so this video is a bit different. We were talking about someone who's still around, and how they're going now. They featured in some of the online disappearance videos in fact. Let's talk about Johnnie Guilbert. Johnnie started his channel in 2013, with his first video being Attacked by Zombies Johnnie Guilbert Vlog 1. Prior to this he was making videos with a YouTuber called Brian Stars, although I couldn't find exactly what their first video together was, and given playlists of their videos seem to have many private videos, I'm not surprised either. He also collaborated with Crank That Frank on multiple occasions, who I made a video about. It will be in the iCard. Not long after this, a few months in fact, Johnnie and Brian helped launch My Digital Escape, along with fellow creators Alex Dorame, Kyle Hall and Jordan Sweeto. I've dedicated an entire video similar to this one to just Alex, which will be in the description if you're curious. To this day they have over 600,000 subscribers and over 250 videos, although some were privatized. They did a world tour in 2016 and then they shut down the channel. I mean kind of, they stopped uploading and they disbanded the group, but the channel's still online. Johnnie and the aforementioned Alex met on Twitter and started dating in November 2014. This is confirmed by the now private girlfriend tag video from 2015, which is still linked on My Digital Escape's Twitter, in which they talk about how they met. There's still a lot of videos on his channel of them together. In fact, 2 of his top 10 most viewed videos feature her. Johnnie and Alex separated in 2019. Johnnie has videos on his channel about it if you want to hear his side of it. They'll be linked in the description of course. Alex's channel on the other hand has had every video removed somewhat recently, earlier this year, so it's difficult to come to any real conclusion even if I wanted to, just because I'd be really going off what Johnnie said, and there's 2 sides to every story. And even in the comment section of my Alex video there's been some conflicting information based on what Johnnie has said and what people have said Alex said, but I haven't found any videos or any posts that confirm anything that has been said, and given that her accounts are now private and she has no videos online, it just is messy. But what I can say is that it definitely involves his mental health. That's one constant that is between the 2 sides. He, like Alex, was also part of the YouTube group Our World Away, which started not too long after the end of My Digital Escape. According to YouTube, the channel was started in 2017, but went on hiatus towards the end of the year. And given it's been 5 years since the last video, I think it's over. Our World Away was made up of multiple members of the aforementioned My Digital Escape. They were quite successful in their time, and they uploaded quite a lot of videos as well. I mentioned his most viewed videos briefly in the previous section, but what it actually features mainly is his own music, with 3 of the top 4 being original songs, those being Song Without a Name, Mess Up and Not So Perfect, having a combined total of almost 10 million views. On Spotify, he has 3 songs with over 1 million streams, the aforementioned Not So Perfect and Song Without a Name, and also the track Afraid. His first EP, Not So Perfect, was released in 2015, with his second EP, Lost, being released in the following year, and We're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat in 2017. His first full-length album was released in 2018, entitled I Could Sleep Here, I Could Die Here. He has released 3 albums in total, with the others being 2020's The Last Thing I Want Is Help and 2022's It Was All For Nothing. Outside of his solo career, he also formed a band called Till Death Do We Part, and he is also a part of the Ghost House Collective. In the online disappearance videos, this is where we start talking about people's last moments online, their last videos and theories about why they went missing or disappeared, or in some cases privatized their accounts. But not in this video. Let's talk about what Johnny's up to now. As of writing this, Johnny is still currently uploading every week, having over 1,000 videos on his channel at the moment and over 126 million views. He also continues to gain subscribers, with last month being his most successful in around 3 years, where he gained around 40,000 subscribers and had 6.5 million views in the last month alone. As fun as statistics are, I love them, let's look at his actual content. He still makes emo content and a mix of reactions, vlogs, and some forms of commentary. They're kind of reaction videos from his Twitch channel, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Although strangely enough, his most popular recent video was about Omegle, getting 270,000 views in just 3 weeks. He's continued to make Omegle videos on and off for a really long time. He also still makes update videos and personal videos about his struggles, and he even still does makeup stuff. It's a mix of old and new kind of content, a mix of what's popular now, the emo YouTubers of old, and even reaction content. It's an interesting mix, and the fact he's doing well with it is good to see. It's a lot of variety. He also continues to do a mix of originals and covers in the form of music. He also makes the occasional video that alludes to the days of My Digital Escape. For example, he did a Q&A about it recently, or in the past few years at least. He has made quite a few videos about his breakup with Alex, both directly and indirectly. For example, 5 months ago he made 2 videos back to back, one called How to Get Over a Breakup, which you would just assume is about Alex, and The Rise and Fall of Brian Stars, who I mentioned early in the video, and he has spoken a lot about Brian, and I think that the fall of Brian is something that I probably could have really gone into in this video, because it is something that he has covered extensively, but I'm just not going to talk about it. He also streams on Twitch, where he's a partner, and he has 66,000 followers and is still very active on social media on Twitter and Instagram. Hopefully he continues to do well and his variety content keeps going from strength to strength. I wish him the best, and thanks for watching this video. If there's someone that you want me to make a video on, just let me know in the comment section below. Like the video if you do enjoy, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon for the next video. Kyle David Hall was a member of My Digital Escape and Our World Away. He has just under 150,000 followers on Twitter and over double that on Instagram. His YouTube channel has just under 200,000 subscribers currently, with his last video being entitled RIP Kyle David Hall, which was uploaded back in 2018. So what happened to Kyle David Hall? Kyle started his YouTube journey all the way back in 2010, and while he's most known for his emo content, that is a far cry from what he started doing on YouTube, formerly going by the name Blue Airsoft, with his first video being an unboxing and review of the Nintendo 3DS. After this, he continued similar content until around 2013, when he returned to a more vlog style of content, with videos like Good Morning and Long Time No See. It wouldn't be until 2014 that a shift in content would truly take place, with the video Warped Tour and stuff. He also did a self-titled video about MDE 7 videos later, and the rest was basically history. MDE being My Digital Escape, by the way. Through what I imagine was a natural progression due to him being a part of My Digital Escape, his main channel saw an increase in collaborations, collaborating with Johnnie Guilbert for Not My Arms, Brian Stars for a Mad Libs video, and both Johnnie and Brian in drawing YouTubers, and many other videos. Although it wasn't just for the duration of MDE, as he would collaborate with Alex and Johnnie on his channel after the end of MDE. In fact, in 2017, he would join the next collab channel, Our World Away, but his departure was filled with drama. September 19 of 2017 saw Kyle upload the video Kicked Out of OWA. In this video, he starts off by talking about the symbolism of him dreaming about being shot the night he was kicked out of Our World Away. Apparently he was kicked for being absent from the group chat, which he admits that he was, but it wasn't that he was ignoring them, he was going through mental health issues. He also alleged that they dismissed him when he explained his absence. He also had questions about the intentions of the new member they were going to bring into Our World Away, and although it's not mentioned by name by Kyle in the video, the person was seemingly Jake Bateman. Kyle's video was simple enough, that it became a bit toxic and he would just now have more time for himself, but that wouldn't be the end of it, unfortunately. In fact, this wasn't even the first time it was mentioned, with record of Jaden and Alex talking about it 3 days prior, and Kyle going live the day prior and even the same day to talk about it, which to my understanding was essentially a more detailed version of the aforementioned Kicked Out of OWA video. Jaden states in his video that this isn't a new thing, that it's actually been going on for a few months at this point, that while they would try to talk to him about some things, he wouldn't talk to them, but he would instead go live on YouNow and talk about the same things that they were trying to talk to him about. It seems as if it was all a big misunderstanding, and both Kyle and the Our World Away members can both have different feelings and all be in the right. A day after Kyle's video, Our World Away officially released a video called Parting Ways with Kyle. Once again, it was headed by Jaden. The video goes into detail of how OWA started and how Kyle started to become distant from the rest of the group after filming for 2 months. Outside of gaming, they also were wanting to make some creative decisions towards the channel but didn't feel right not making those choices without his input. Then at some point he started to talk about the channel in a negative light, he being Kyle, which confused Jaden and the others because they thought everything was going well, that Kyle was just being distant because of mental health, but something didn't quite seem right. There were conflicting messages. With that, we had Kyle's side and Jaden's side, and as I have said, to me it was just down to miscommunication, but unfortunately it didn't stop there. On the 20th, Kyle did a YouNow broadcast with HeyThereImShannon, who you may know from MDE. She goes on to talk about My Digital Escape and how she got them out of their contracts after Brian Stiles was exposed, and how they then made Our World Away and didn't include her, although she does mention even if she was asked she would have said no. 2 days later, a clip was posted about Kyle talking about Alex Dorame, where he basically said that Alex wasn't as nice as she seemed and referred to the situation with leader Monster Bunny, and how Johnnie and Alex broke up for a short period of time because Johnnie wanted to date Leader at one stage, but they got back together after he didn't date her. Something like that. Also, as part of the emo series, I've made videos about Leader, Alex, and Johnnie if you want to watch them. They'll be in the description. I'm not saying I have the full context, but this is my understanding of the Our World Away situation from the videos I've watched. But there is somewhat of a conclusion to the story, thankfully. In 2021 episode of the Johnnie Guilbert podcast, Johnnie being a member of both My Digital Escape and Our World Away, featured Kyle David Hall, and they seem to be on good terms. After the end of Our World Away, Kyle kept uploading for a year or so, with constant uploads, although they were nowhere near the success of the previous uploads. His last video, as I mentioned at the start of this video, was called RIP Kyle David Hall. In the video he vlogs Warped Tour, and in the description he states that the old Kyle is dead, and that he was travelling the world. So what has happened if he hasn't uploaded onto YouTube in 5 years now? Well, despite not uploading to YouTube, he's fairly active on social media, especially Twitter, and in fact his most recent tweet was about My Digital Escape. He's alive and well, and he seems like he's in a better space now, and he even streamed on Twitch as recently as a month ago. But will he return to YouTube? Who really knows? Maybe he's just had his time. Hopefully this video was somewhat of a conclusion if you've been curious about Kyle David Hall. Thanks to the person who suggested this in the comments of another video. If there's someone you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section below. But thanks for watching. Jordan Sweeto, also simply known as Dan Sweeto, is a former member of My Digital Escape and Our World Away. Although he was very active in those days, he's quite the opposite these days. This is the online disappearance of Jordan Sweeto. Jordan joined YouTube all the way back in 2009, with his earliest videos being covers, the earliest publicly available being a cover of Vanilla Twilight by Owl City. Although the Wayback Machine shows that there were earlier videos, with the first save showing what I assume are skits, entitled Daft Hand Spoof, Lyle's Sweating Problem, Find Some Fun, and Doodle's Pool. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any of these to play and they're not saved on the Wayback Machine. In the next save from 2010, there's signs of Dan's first original songs. In the save from April 8th, you can see that Dan had actually uploaded original songs to Triple J Unearthed, which is an Australian music site where independent artists can upload music and maybe even get some radio play through Triple J, although later they would launch their own Unearthed radio. Unfortunately, it's now a dead link and no save of it exists, although the description shows the song was called Pointless, and it looks like the song can be heard on SoundCloud, although it was seemingly re-recorded for an album in 2016. In his I React to Old YouTube videos on My Digital Escape, you can see that there is in fact a lot more now private videos, some of which he reacts to in that video. In 2013, Jordan will branch out again, at least according to publicly available videos, by posting a video of him playing Slender Man and a vlog, and even some animation. In that same year, he would make Jordan Sweeto, which was then changed to Sweeto Games and is now known as Jordan Sweeto Live. He would go on to collaborate with Johnnie Guilbert in 2014 and soon after would hit 100,000 subscribers. That same year, in 2014, he would also launch Sweeto Tunes. A couple of months after the second Jordan and Johnnie collab, My Digital Escape would begin. Given how collab channels worked, or MDE at least, it didn't require Jordan to be there in person all the time, as he spent most of his time in Australia at that point. Johnnie and Alex and others would often do collabs with each other because they lived close in proximity. If you look back outside of 7 Hours 7 Week, Jordan isn't really a part of those collab videos, at least not at the start. In fact, his first public video with other members was Dirty Stories with My Digital Escape, which had 5 of the 7 members in the video. He was then frequently collaborating with other members after that. This was as a result of attending Warped Tour in 2015, where he made a series of vlogs to coincide with his trip. He would also go back for Warped Tour 2016 and release more videos on that occasion too, with people like D Fizzy featuring in both years, for example. He would also return for 7 Hours 7 Week and the MDE tour, but his videos on the channel were largely solo and to my understanding also largely in Australia. He was also streaming on YouNow around that time where he gained over 200,000 fans. After MDE broke up in mid-2016, a few other members launched a new collab channel called Our World Away, which I've made a video about before. Jordan's presence was pretty similar in Our World Away, largely doing videos alone, although he did appear in a 5out5 video and a few other collabs on the channel. Our World Away went on hiatus in late 2017 and has never returned. Just to clarify, Dan Sweeto is a band name and Jordan Sweeto is his name. They're separate, but he still goes by Dan Sweeto online. Well, that's his YouTube tag at least. I've mentioned a bit about the band already, like the Triple J Unearthed stuff. Unfortunately, the history of the band is a bit muddled, with the only real information to go off being from Wikipedia, which has no citations for their information. But it says that Jordan got 2 members of the band, Jamie and Brendan, and they formed Dan Sweeto. As they were about to release their debut single, Jamie left the band, leaving them as a 2-piece. Ben would later join the band and they changed their name again to simply Sweeto. Then they broke up a year later and Jordan is now making solo music to this day. In late 2017, Jordan passed 500,000 subscribers. He will continue to keep making similar content to pre-My Digital Escape with a mix of animation and covers, even incorporating his friend at the time, Wolfie Chew, who he would later date. A year later, in 2018, he would hit 1 million subscribers. Fast forward a couple of years to 2020, and he would debut a VTuber model. Jordan had become a virtual YouTuber. I've mentioned VTubers in the past, mainly a few years ago, but in short, a VTuber generally has a model, this is Jordan's for example, that maps and mimics his movements, in this case his eyes and mouth. You can get it to do more like hand movements, etc. But yeah, that's it basically. Some VTubers prefer to keep their face hidden also, but not Jordan in this case, as he had and still has publicly available videos with his face in them. But this is where things take a little bit of a turn. Sweeto Tunes has not uploaded in over 2 years, nor has Jordan Sweeto Live. In fact, his main channel hasn't seen an upload for over a year either, this second most recent video being a video announcing a hiatus. But there was one more song after that. He's still posting on social media though, last posting on Instagram last month and on Twitter a few days ago as of writing this. And that should probably be where this video ends, but there's seemingly answers. In the initial version of this video, I went on to talk about Jordan's current venture into VTubing, mentioning who he was as a VTuber, essentially exposing his past life. At the time I thought this was okay. I was informing the people who watched my videos who were curious about where he was now, but I had no understanding of the etiquette surrounding this sort of information in the VTube scene. That's why I've remade this video and left the part with those details out, because I was wrong to share them as I've come to learn. But in short, Jordan is VTubing under a completely different name, for an organisation. This information is publicly available but has never been shared by Jordan to my knowledge. He's found quite a bit of success in his VTubing venture, which I assume is a venture he mentions in his hiatus video. Yeah.
The reason for this break is because I'm going to be moving on to some new and exciting projects. I really hope that you're all able to understand and support my decision. It won't be forever, so I hope that when I do come back to these channels in the future, that I'll be able to see you and continue to have your support.
Although the video was doing well views-wise, I still think it's important that I remade the video and took that section out. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. Hey there, I'm Shannon, who is simply now known by her name, Shannon Taylor, was a member of My Digital Escape. Although I've spoken about most other members in detail, I'm yet to dedicate a video solely to Shannon. Until now, this is what happened to Hey There, I'm Shannon. Shannon joined YouTube in 2010, posting vlogs and hair tutorials. As to be expected, given the time and the fact Shannon started YouTube at a young age, some videos have been taken down. Videos like Girlfriend Tag, Lesbian Edition re-uploaded, #Zombie Twerk Team, I Hate Summer, and 16th Birthday Cruise, none of which are viewable on the Wayback Machine. She reacted to 3 videos in 2015 in a video called Reacting to Crusty Old Videos. None of the videos that she reacted to in that video are now private. They're all still publicly available. On her earliest save on the Wayback Machine from 2013, she had around 2,500 subscribers. A couple of years later, in May of 2015, she posted a video to celebrate 100,000 subscribers, and soon after, the next month in fact, in June, she would post her video I'm in My Digital Escape, announcing her joining MDE. Shannon wasn't an original member of My Digital Escape though. She seemingly replaced Alex Ramos after he departed the channel, and she was a better part of the channel if you ask me. Unfortunately, due to the fallout of the channel and what came after, almost all of Shannon's solo videos no longer exist on the channel. She doesn't even have her own playlist, while others do. Not everyone, but some. Some of them have been re-uploaded and recovered by myself and others. This includes herself. She uploaded a video of her best of My Digital Escape, so she may have copies of them still. I believe her videos were taken down due to Shannon speaking out in her video entitled My Digital Escape 2.0. Unfortunately, there seems to be a correlation between who spoke out against Brian and whose videos aren't public on the channel anymore, Shannon being one of them. She would also collaborate with people such as Social Repose, Robbie Epic Sauce, Jordan Sweeto, Johnnie Guilbert, and Tyler Hagen. During this time, she would also start uploading music, with the earliest publicly available music video being a cover of White Noise by Pivorous in 2015. She featured on Sound Like Harmony's single Heart to Heart. In 2017, she would release her debut EP Two-Faced, going on to release Be My Guide, both the studio version and acoustic version in 2020 and 2021 respectively, releasing a song with Johnnie Guilbert in 2022 called Sleeping With Your Ghost, which also had a music video accompanying it. She formed a band called New Pollution that released an EP in 2018 called Veni Vidi Vici. She currently hasn't posted a cover for 3 years, but you never know. She also said that she didn't want to join Our World Away to focus on music instead. If you're wondering why she wasn't part of Our World Away, because both the channels usually go hand in conversation, at least on this channel. Shannon continues to post to this day, having taken breaks here and there for various reasons. She's made a few videos about My Digital Escape in the past, reacting to the rise and fall of Brian Stars for example, also making videos surrounding Destry Smith and Diego stores, the latter of which I've mentioned in previous videos. If you want to know more about the Diego stuff, I did a full video about it on my channel recently, so you can check that out, or other people's videos who spoke about it too. In 2022 she let go of the HeyThereImShannon name, changing her name simply to Shannon Taylor. Although she does still use HeyThereImShannon as handles on TikTok and Twitter, and her YouTube ad is also HeyThereImShannon. Speaking of TikTok, she currently has over 100,000 followers on the platform. She has also been very vocal about her experiences with alopecia, uploading the video Living with Alopecia in 2015 and uploading a head tattoo video a month ago, with multiple videos exploring the subject in between those two videos. Since the end of MDE, she, like many other members, essentially went back to making the same kinds of videos as before, hair and makeup videos and sit-down type of videos, with some vlogs in the mix, with challenges going by the wayside, which isn't surprising. They aren't as popular as they once were. As with the Diego video, there are videos on her channel about her current and past relationships, which she goes into various details about. A year or so ago, she was frequently live streaming on YouTube too. She took a break and when she returned, uploaded I'm Getting Sober, explaining where she's been. All in all, Shannon is still Shannon and still around. She's active, still doing her thing, sitting at 630,000 subscribers on YouTube. She's still doing well and good on her. So if you want to know, now you do, what happened to Hey There, I'm Shannon. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. This video is part of a series called the Emo series. It's full of updates about people who are part of My Digital Escape and Our World Away and that kind of surrounding group of people. And also has online disappearance videos about former emo creators and things like that. If there's something I haven't covered in this series that you want me to, let me know in the comments below and I'll take a look at it. Luke Wale was one of the few members of MDE that I haven't dedicated a solo video to until now. And the honest reason is because I don't know how to go about it, but this is what happened to Luke Wale. Just before we start, I've mentioned Luke in previous videos when talking about My Digital Escape and Our World Away, and with that I used the name that he was going under at the time, the name used in the description of the video or title. This is not intended to be disrespectful to Luke. I understand that in some cases, like in MDE and OWA, he probably doesn't have access to those channels and couldn't change the name related stuff even if he wanted to. He was going by the name Jaden around then, by the way. It hasn't been the only name change though. It was accurate at the time the video was released, so it seemed like the best way to talk about the content itself, at least at the time. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. On with the video. Although it's stated in some spaces that he started YouTube in 2007, he actually started in 2005, kind of. The reason I say kind of is because there's evidence of the channel Hunter. Hunter was the character Luke portrayed for a few years, with this short clip giving an insight into what it was about.
Hi Lindsay! I just want to make this quick little video to say that I'm going to start making a lot more videos on this channel right here, because Jaden doesn't let me make any more videos on this channel. I mean, he does, but he doesn't let me make them as much as I want to.
Yes, it was seemingly a parody or take on Fred, although Hunter ended up getting his own channel, which was seemingly a previously used account from 2005. Although all the individual uploads don't exist on his channel anymore, at least not publicly. He does have 2 videos on his channel, the best of Hunter and reacting to Hunter Valentine's Day, so you can watch them if you want more of an insight. Some re-uploads do exist though, and at least one of them is currently unlisted that I found. November 2006 saw the creation of a channel called Jaden, which isn't the channel that he's known for. That channel started in 2007. It's JUnit 11. It's so old that the first save of his channel shows bulletins, which I honestly didn't know was ever a thing on YouTube. No video shown in the first save of the channel is public now, with those videos being I'm a Soldier J Bling, This Is For You, Playing With Food, and the winner is. the comment game/contest closed, na Spider-Man, pissing off Bo, Jaws/Demon Kitty, and I Am a Soldier. In fact, the original channel Jaden is still online with a single upload, Let It Rain from 2012. Though it does state that it was an upcoming music channel, although it looks as if that didn't come to pass, Jaden was, when active, used as a second channel to JUnit 11, although this would seemingly be stopped according to the video Moving from 2009, where he would move to another channel, Prince Wale. I did find one video from 2009 from the Jaden channel that wasn't music, the video Weekly Vlogs Coming Soon, which was unlisted as recently as 2021, but is now private. It's a pretty short video, but here's a little snippet of it.
Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, I just got soaked!
Prince Wale was made in 2009 as seemingly the new second channel. Although I think it was originally meant for vlogs, it was just used as another place to upload videos. Although like every other channel mentioned so far, many of the uploads are no longer public. Although the channel can still be found with 25 videos, with the most recent being OMG Pop Win from 2016. I have no idea how many lost videos there are altogether, but there seems to be quite a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if it was over 100. 2013 saw the launch of another channel, Gameplay Bug, which was dedicated to Sims 3, Minecraft and more, or it was until in that same year, Zombie J was launched. Interestingly enough, is actually the most recently active side channel of his, now renamed as Luke Wale Games, with the last upload being a Minecraft video from 2 years ago. Then came My Digital Escape, which we'll talk about in a moment. But just quickly, there's a bunch of things I haven't mentioned about how he was on YouNow and MySpace and Stickam. He was really doing everything around then, seemingly always being on the pulse of new platforms to launch himself on. It's impressive honestly, I struggle to keep up with just doing the community tab on here. He had around 600,000 subscribers when My Digital Escape started in 2014. He's one of the few members of the group who still has a playlist of their videos on the channel. At the time he had a partner called Sam, who has disappeared off the face of the internet since, but their relationship was quite well documented in video form, with quite a few collabs together, including multiple videos from My Digital Escape. It seems as if after their breakup that all the videos together, on his side at least, were taken down. Later in 2016, a few months after the breakup of My Digital Escape, in celebration of his 9-year YouTube anniversary, also yes, given what I've said, that isn't entirely true, but there's a difference between a creation date and an anniversary. I'm assuming the anniversary is related to his first upload. Anyway, back on topic. He released I'm Transgender in late 2016, and also did some video updates about his journey, which is pretty cool. In that video, he elaborates that YouTube basically helped him find his place in the world, speaking about school and how hard things in his life were outside of YouTube. It's a bittersweet reflection video. There were a couple of comments I saw saying that he'd actually made a similar video prior to this but had removed it. I don't know the legitimacy of that, but I just wanted to acknowledge it. He joined Our World Away with Alex, Kyle, Johnnie and Jordan in 2017. I've made videos exploring the history of both channels if you want to check them out. But in short, Our World Away, despite being promising, released a hiatus video the year after and never came back. My Digital Escape did at least post a goodbye video though, even though what's come out about the channel and Brian since has not been pleasant at all. The frequency of uploads has definitely died down since the end of Our World Away. After a year of not uploading, he uploaded the video Mental Health, Where I've Been, Where I Am Now. Starting that video by saying that the previous year in 2017 was a really good one, but his mental health had caught up with him a bit. A few videos later he would upload My Life is a Mess, which was another mental health update. After this, for a few videos he was painting, whether it was speed art or acrylic. Although he would also continue to post mental health updates, there's another video I want to focus on in this section. The 2020 video, I Changed My First Name Again, Hi, I'm Luke, which as the title states is about him being Luke, in which he states that he had changed his name again, between Luke and what he was known as during the My Digital Escape era, and 4 years later, he's still Luke. This is what I was referring to at the start of the video about how to address him, by the way, because there's been a bit of change throughout the years. I was also going to cover the 2021 video. I kind of lost myself for a while, but it doesn't have any dialogue specifically. It's a nice chill video though, going through how he felt suffocated and how he wants to capture parts of his life. I know that doesn't sound chill, but the vibe of it before that is chill. Although Although he hasn't been as active on YouTube, he has still somewhat been active online, regularly posting on Twitter and Instagram, although he hasn't posted on his Patreon in over 2 years at this point, nor his secondary Instagram account. His last stream on Twitch was 5 months ago currently, and he also currently posts semi-regularly on TikTok. He started releasing music under the name Lonely Little Cloud in 2020, although the channel was made almost a decade prior. When trying to find out if it had been used before, I found no saves on the Wayback Machine outside of one last year, and it hadn't even been logged on Social Blade until I logged it on Social Blade myself. Although its content has obviously changed a lot over the years, going from skits to sit-down videos and some gaming, and now it's just seemingly shorter videos capturing life's moments, and I'm not surprised. We all change, my content has changed too. You can see the difference before I started this series even. We all move at different speeds though. As for YouTube right now, as of writing, he's uploaded 5 videos this year, and things seem like they might be getting better. He's also currently in a relationship that seems to be going well too, but regardless, hopefully he's happy and continues to thrive. Sorry if I missed any side channels or any important parts of the story, but I did my best, and thanks for watching. Alex Ramos was an original My Digital Escape member, and the only member that I haven't spoken about outside of Austin Jones on this channel. Prior to MDE, he was quite famous online, but he had a downfall. This is what happened to Alex Ramos. Alex Ramos started as a Viner. I'm not exactly sure when he started, with famous birthdays stating he first created his Vine account to mess around with while his record was being finalized. After gaining some attention, he was still creating videos mostly for his enjoyment, but towards the beginning of 2014, he started taking Vine seriously. Also yes, when they say record, they do mean music. He had well over 1 million followers on Vine when it was shut down, with the last save on the Wayback Machine showing 1.4 million followers. Speaking of music, in 2010 he created the channel I Can Do Vocals, where he uploaded largely covers. He was in a band called Aspirations, which I assume was the record that Famous Birthdays mentioned that was being finalized, as there's a studio update on the channel from early 2013. In 2014 he would join My Digital Escape as a founding member, contributing the least to the channel out of all the members, with 2 videos being public, My Favorite TV Show and Christmas. These were prior to leaving. I say leaving, but he was allegedly kicked out for lack of posting and replaced with another member. Although this wouldn't be his only channel, with an initial self-titled channel now being called Hannibal, which was created in 2016 and is home to his beats that he's made. In 2012 he created a different self-titled channel, with the highest sub count being close to 100k on the Wayback Machine, as shown in a save from March 8, 2017. Although this was also later changed and every video was privated, which we'll go into soon. But first, let's talk about why. To preface this section, I want to state that these tweets were in 2013/14 when Alex was around 18/19. The place most of these can be found today are through a Tumblr post and a Twitter account, although they don't exactly mirror the same information. The tweets shown will be censored, but they feature sexism among other things, also alluding to assault and other things. Oddly enough, this stuff came out prior to him joining My Digital Escape, which seems like something to add to the list of weird things Brian Stars has done. For this video, I'm going to be reading the Tumblr post. It was posted by Sparkly Steph. It says, "Are you a fan of Alex Ramos from Vine? Well, have I got news for you." And then it shows a screenshot of this. But this isn't it. Steph went on to say, "Honestly, I thought he was hilarious, but while looking through pictures to explain the Curtis Lepore being an R-word problem, I found a heaping load of screenshots of this guy showing us an example of just how to be a terrible human being." And there's a screenshot of this message. Post goes on to say, when faced with angry replies, he told someone to off themselves. "Do you know what encouraging suicide means? You're just as bad as a murderer. If that person had been near the edge, you could have just sent this person to death. We would have lost that person because of this man." Alex tweeted and said, "R-word is the new swag." And this is allegedly in response to that, is this user saying, "Have you been effing R-worded?" I have. There's nothing that is effing swag, so if you haven't, I don't know if there's more to that or if that's just how it was written. But Alex replied and said, OMG, shut up, no one cares, I was joking, bye. Although it's written at the bottom of this section, the context for this is he makes fun of women on a daily basis, especially if they're fuller women. He encourages beating and R-wording women. Why? Because they don't meet his liking of making him food and giving him pleasure while he plays video games and being as thin as a toothpick. As you can see, there's even more. I'm not reading these for obvious reasons. These have all, as far as I know, been deleted now, by the way. Steph also goes on to say, that enough proof for you? And then post more screenshots. If you're wondering what Alex Ramos did as a result of this, the answer is, I have no idea. Kind of. By kind of, I mean I don't know if he apologized. There's mention of a deleted tweet of him apparently asking for support, but as far as the current public apology, I can't find anything. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he has changed his behavior and doesn't look back fondly on the controversy at all. The next question is, what happened to Alex Ramos? Well, I mentioned a little bit about rebranding, but there's a little bit more to it. Alex has rebranded his main channel. What was Alex Ramos TV is still Alex Ramos TV, but by URL only, and leads you to a channel called Tarzan. Alex has gone into music now, releasing music under that name. Every previous video, all the commentary stuff has disappeared. There isn't even links to his channel in the My Digital Escape video descriptions. Since his peak, he's lost 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers on his main channel. Although despite this and the previous rebrands, his most popular social media, Twitter, has not had a username change, oddly enough. It's still Sorry I'm Alex, sitting at over 200,000 followers currently. He also has an Instagram and TikTok. Most of his most recent posts on Twitter are regarding a car crash from 2023. Also in 2023, at some stage he went missing for a few days, although he was found. And I don't think he's really posted online since, not even the music stuff. I honestly thought he had disappeared. That was until someone left a comment recently about him making music, which inspired this video, because I mentioned in my Digital Escape video that I probably wasn't going to cover Alex Ramos due to the controversy that I mentioned in this video. Because if you googled it, you could just find out what happened to him, or why he fell off the face of the earth at least. Or so I thought. Turns out I was wrong. I will say, before I go, that I'm a bit surprised that the drop-off wasn't more extreme. I understand that he's rebranded and that if he hadn't, that the fall-off might have been more extreme. But to only lose like 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers on his main channel over the past 10 years, well, that's not too much. Because who knows how many of them just became inactive and were removed naturally by YouTube. I obviously haven't given insight into how his Vine was affected, nor his Twitter at the time, because I honestly couldn't find out. But if they fell off dramatically at the time, then I completely would understand that. I first actually heard about all this when I was researching and archiving the Crank That Frank videos. You can find Crank That Frank talking about the Alex Ramos situation in a video that I have re-uploaded on my archive channel if you're curious. But yeah, everything kind of comes full circle in this series most of the time. Thanks for watching.